तदो जयमुदिरे नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी मूकां करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधव श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् Canto 11, Chapter 2, Text 14. Atrapi udaranti mam itihasam puratanam arshabanam sa samvadam videhasya mahatmanaha. It's 14, text 15. Priyavrato nama suto mano swayam bhuvasya ya tasya agnidarastato navi rishabhastatsutta smrutaha. Priyavrata, Maharaj Priyavrata, Nama by name, Sutta the son, Mano Swayambhuvasya, Swayambhu Mano, Yahu Tasya Im is Agnidara Tata from him, Nabi King Nabi, Rishabha Lord Rishabhadev, Tat Sutta, his son Smruta is so remembered. Translation purport given by Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Swayambhu Manu has a son named Maharaj Priyavrata, and among Priyavrata's sons was Agnidra. From Agnidra was born Nabi, whose son was known as Rishabhadev. The genealogical background of the sons of Rishabhadev is given in this verse. Tam Madur Vasudevam Sam Moksha Dharma Vivakshayam Avatirnam Sutasatam Tasyashid Brahma Paragam Tam Hahur Vasudevam Sham Moksha Dharma Vivakshayam Avatirnam Suta Satam Tasyasid Brahma Paragam Tam him Mahu they call Vasudevam Sham, a plenary expansion of the Supreme Lord. Vasudeva, Moksha Dharma, the process of attaining liberation. Vivakshaya, with the desire to teach. Avatirnam, appeared in this world. Sutta sons, Satam, 100. Tasya, his. Asit, there were. Brahma, the Vedas, Paragam, perfectly assimilated. Translation given by Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rishabhadev is accepted as an expansion of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. He incarnated in this world to propagate those religious principles that lead living entities to ultimate liberation. He had 100 sons, all perfect in Vedic knowledge. Text 18. Tesham vai bharato jestu narayana parayanaha vikyatam varsham yetad yan namna bharatam adbhutam. Tesham of them, why indeed Bharata, Jesta the oldest, Narayana Parayanaha, completely devoted to Lord Narayana. Vikyatam is famous. Varsham, the planet Etad this, Yat Namna, by whose name. Bharatam, Bharata Varsha, Adbhutam, wonderful. One of the 100 sons of Lord Rishabhadev, the eldest, Bharata, was completely devoted to Lord Narayana. It is because of Bharata's fame that this planet is now celebrated as the great Bharata Varsha. So, as we saw in the last classes or last sessions, that a devotional service of the Lord were discussed by King Videha, the great soul King Videha, and the sons of Rishabhadev. So the King Videha is Janaka Maharaj, the father-in-law of Lord Rama. So Janaka Maharaj is a very great personality, is a most exalted and elevated Vaishnava. So we can understand that Janaka Maharaj is one of the great, we have to understand that Janaka Maharaj is one of the great Mahajans, one of the great Mahajans among 12 Mahajans, like Brahma, Shiva, Janaka Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, and among the 12 Mahajans, one of the 2 Mahajans is Janaka Maharaj. So Janaka Maharaj was once on his way to Ayodhya. That time, on the way to his Ayodhya, he was just happened to visit hellish planet. In that hellish planet, when he was touring that hellish planet, he saw that different living entities, different human beings were given different types of punishments, and they were yelling and they were receiving the tortures. As we know, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained that there are 28 different types of punishments are there in hellish planet. 28 Narakalokas are there. In Narakaloka, there are 28 departments where you will receive the punishments according to your bad deeds or according to your vikarma. The 3 types of karma: karma, akarma, vikarma. Karma is action done by the living entities, and for the action there will be always reaction will be there, and we expect something, some results for that. And vikarma is totally against the Vedic scriptures, and akarma is completely based on Vedic principles. Activities done completely based on Vedic principles, and according to the following the Vedic injunctions. So when Janaka Maharaj heard these noises and a lot of disturbance, because no Vaishnava can tolerate or can be a simple spectator after hearing or after experiencing the tortures received by the other living entities, because Vaishnava is Vaishnava is always have the nature of showing compassion towards others. So Vaishnava is always having that tender nature of showing compassion or showing kindness, showing delightness towards other living entities. Somehow or other he wants to save them, or somehow or other he wants to help them and make them favorable to practice bhakti yoga. That's the nature of Vaishnava always. So Vaishnava always show compassion. So he is Dukhi Paradukhi. He will be having so many difficulties on his personal sadhana and other in his journey to the kingdom of God, but still in spite of that, Vaishnavas will always show compassion and takes the risk and burden of other living entities. So he personally takes the difficulties, and he himself sometimes these Vaishnavas will not have any, though they have the miseries and hassles in their obstacles in their devotions life, but still they won't care for that, because they are fully absorbed and fully attached to the devotion service of the Lord. They care a damn for that, but they care for other living entities who are struggling and getting fried under the spell of Maya. So they care for them. They care for those living entities. in the material world. So we can see so many examples how Narada Muni was delivering Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Vyasadev, the Supreme Personality of God himself. He came as a letter incarnate. Like that, Vaishnavas know, like Prabhupada, he went all around the world. He went around the world almost 12 times. He revolved around the globe and delivered so many fallen souls like hippies in the Western world. So Janaka Maharaj saw this. He was not able to bear this pain. Suddenly, he went and met the another Mahajan, that is Yamaraj, and inquired about that, what is happening here. He said, because of their bad deeds, of their reaction, they are facing the punishments, and they are receiving the punishments. So just Janaka Maharaj just saw them, and he just chanted the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. He was just chanting by the pure chanting of the holy names of the Lord by Janaka Maharaj from his lotus mouth. The entire fallen souls who are struggling there, receiving severe different types of punishments, they got just promoted from that planet. And Yamadharmaraj got surprised. So, because pure devotees, when they chant the holy names of the Lord, because they chant the Shuddhanam, and from the core of the heart they chant the holy names, and without offenses they chant the holy names. That is why all the sinful persons got liberation, and they were freed from that hellish planet. So that was the... So all these discussions were, they were conversing, both Janaka Maharaj and the sons of Rishabhadev. In this 15th verse, we see that the Priyavrata, the genealogy, we can say, it is explained that the genealogy of Swayambhu Manu. So Swayambhu Manu had a son. Swayambhu Manu is son of a Brahmadev. Brahmadev's son is Swayambhu Manu, and Swayambhu Manu's son is Priyavrata, and Priyavrata's son is Agnidra. And from Agnidara, Nabi was born, and from Nabi, Rishabhadev, the Supreme Personality of God, was born. So that is the genealogical background of the sons of Rishabhadev. So, and then the text 16, we can see that Rishabhadev is accepted as the expansion of the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, and he incarnated in this world to propagate those religious principles that lead living entities to ultimate liberation. He had 100 sons, all perfect in Vedic knowledge. So you can see the incarnations of the Krishna is the first expansion is Balaram, and from Balaram expands into Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshana. So from Vasudeva, because Krishna is the source of all incarnations, and from Krishna everything comes. So he is the Janmadi Asyetaha. He is the source of all incarnations, and from him everybody comes. So the first expansion is Balaram. See, Balaram, that is why we call Balaram as Adi Guru. He is the first Guru. From him everybody comes. Krishna expands himself as Balaram, and from Balaram all the creations comes, he keeps expanding. So from Vasudeva, the Rishabhadev has incarnated. That is the plenary expansion of Vasudeva. He got incarnated to propagate the religious principles of the living entities that lead to ultimate liberation. So we can see from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, from other scriptures, from other part of the Vedas, that Lord incarnates always for some purpose. So without some intention or without some mission, Lord will never incarnate. Will never get incarnated. Like when Lord incarnated as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before 500 years, he wants to give Krishna Prem, and he wants to show how we should worship Krishna in the age of Kali. So, like in different ages, Krishna will incarnate for the different visions, for different missions, for different mission and vision, he will incarnate. So, when all Krishna always for to reform the living entities or to reform the to reform the people who are not obedient to the Lord, like Asuras and other people. So that is why Lord will get incarnated. First, Lord incarnates only to give happiness to the devotees. Afterwards, he kills Asuras who are giving troublesome to the devotees, who are troublesome to the sadhus. So sometimes Lord incarnates himself, like Krishna Baladev, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Ramachandra, Narsimha, Lord Narsimha. Like this, there are so many innumerable incarnations of the Lord. And sometimes he sends his devotees. Sometimes he comes as scriptures. Like this, he gives. He comes in different types of aspects, so that the living entity should get liberated, or he should take up the devotion service, or he should come to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. So this Rishabhadev came, this particular Rishabhadev of Vasudeva's incarnation, as the expansion of Supreme Lord Vasudeva, incarnate because to propagate the religious principles. So to lead living entities for the ultimate liberation. So he had 100 sons. Rishabhadev had 100 sons, and all perfect in Vedic knowledge. All 100 sons were perfect in Vedic knowledge. So from this we can understand that in our generation also, we should try to give our children's the nectar of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and make them engage in devotion service, and we should facilitate them to share with other devotees, to take association with the pure devotees. So all these things we should bear in mind, that it is not only just beget children and leave them as such whatever they want. So that will be a greatest hurdle, or it will be greatest troublesome to the society at large. So of the 100 sons of Lord Rishabhadev, text 17, Tesham vai bharato jesto narayana parayanaha vikyatam varsam yetad yan namna bharatam adbhutam. So of the 100 sons of Rishabhadev, the eldest was Bharata Maharaj, who was completely devoted to Lord Narayana. It is because of Bharata's fame that the planet is now celebrated as the great Bharatavarsha. So among 100 sons of Lord Rishabhadev, the eldest was Jyeshta. Jyeshta Putra was Bharata Maharaj, from whose name the country was called Bharatavarsha, who is very, very devoted to Lord Narayana. So there you can see so many devotees, like they are very devoted to Lord Narayana. Once there was in the pastimes of Sripad Ramanujacharya, there was one Mughal ruler whose very hobby was to invade the Hindu temples, the Sanatana Dharma's temples, and steal the deities in the temple. So on one such occasion, he has stolen the deity of Narayana, and he kept it at his kingdom. So at that time, what happened? He had a very beautiful princess. That princess was always having darshan of all these deities in his palace. So at that time, when he saw that this particular Narayana, it is called a Ramapriya, and when she saw that, she was so much astonished. She was, um, what can I say? She was so much attracted to that particular deity, and it was so chalva, it was so beautiful, so magnanimous, simply beautiful it is. It was so amazing, the deity. So she got attracted, and every day she used to play with the deity, as treating the deity as husband. So this relationship has gone so deep that she had that mood of serving the deity as husband. So she wants to become the wife of that deity, Narayana, that Ramapriya. So once Sripad Ramanujacharya happened to visit this kingdom of this Mughal ruler. So when Ramanujacharya came, his lotus face was so glittering. He was having so tejas, so prakasham, that the Mughal emperor himself got obliged, and he became obedient, and he started giving a lot of respects to Sripad Ramanujacharya. So then immediately Mughal Empire received him, and he gave a very good, lot of divine austerities to him. So he said, "You tell me, my dear Lord, how can I help you? How can I serve you, Swamiji?" Then Sripad Ramanuja told that the Mughal ruler, "I want this particular deity, that is Narayana deity, I want." So he brought the Sripad Ramanujacharya to his palace, and she saw so many deities were lying there. And as soon as he was storing all the deities, he saw that Ramapriya was there. Immediately he caught that deity. Immediately saw the deity, and he said, "Only this deity I want." So then Mughal ruler said, then this particular princess came to know this, and she told that he can take any deities, but he cannot take this particular deity. This is my husband, she said. The princess said. Then the Mughal ruler, he was in a wit's end what to do. So because for him everything is his daughter only. Whatever his daughter says, he used to fulfill all her desires. But he, at the same time, he wants to fulfill the desire of this great devotee of the Lord, Sripad Ramanujacharya. So what to do? He doesn't know what to do. Then he was just blinking. He was seeing both of the faces. Then Mughal ruler said, "My dear Swamiji, if you want to take up this deity, just you can call him. If he comes, you can take her. You can take the deity." So then Ramanujacharya told in pure Sentamil, he said, "My dear Chellapillai, Vainge," he said, please come here. Immediately the Narayana deity has come and sat on the lap of Sripad Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya took him, and the princess started weeping like anything, and she was so sad that she doesn't want to give the deity. And at last, what happened? The deity, the Mughal ruler, the princess also went along with the Sripad Ramanujacharya, and the Narayana married this princess. That is her name was Bibi Nanchanama. So both of them, she got merged with that Lord Narayana. So why I am saying all these things is because the point is, whoever is very devoted and attached to the Lord's Narayana and the Supreme Personality or any other Supreme incarnations, definitely Lord Narayana will never give up this. Somehow or other he will consider that, and fulfill the desire of the devotees. That is why I am focusing on this point. So better to be always attached to Krishna's holy names, Krishna's pastimes, and Krishna's glories, and to Krishna's devotees. Always take association of them. So like that. Um, so then about King Bharata, all we know about King Bharata Maharaj in the Canto 5 in the Srimad, in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, that he got 3 births. One was Bharata Maharaj, and when Bharata Maharaj got attracted to deer, and finally contemplating more on that deer, when the deer left that place of Bharata Maharaj, so instead of practicing Bhakti Yoga, he was just contemplating on deer. So we know, as instructed by Krishna in the Gita, that Anta Kale Cha Mama Vyasmaran Mukta Kalevara. Whoever remembers at the time of that, Krishna says, "I'll give you my nature. I'll give you the place in my Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan." Or in the next sloka he says, "Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajantante kalevaram tam tam vedi kaunteya sada tad bhavitha." So next sloka says, whatever the mood or consciousness or thoughtfulness at the time of death, at the time of your death, that mood, and you will get such type of a birth, he said. So similarly, Bharata Maharaj got the birth of deer. So because at the time of death he was meditating on the deer. So after getting the deer, because of his pious activities and devotional activities, again the deer was able to go to the hermitage of the sages, and she started listening, hearing Bhagavatam, and then next birth he got Jadabharata, and somehow other in this Jadabharata life he got promoted to the Vaikuntha planet, because he was very, very cautious. So many years, 12 to 15, 20 years he didn't speak. Only after the king Rahaguna was so captivated by material designations and material contaminations. So then the Jadabharata was forced to converse with him about the nature of the soul and about Atma Tattva and all other narrations. So then after receiving so much instructions and from Jadabharata, then Rahaguna became his disciple. Because why Jadabharata was forced to speak after 21 years means because Jadabharata saw the plight of the king, because king is called a Naradeva. So he is the representative of Lord, Supreme Lord. So if representative of the Lord himself is in this condition or in this plight, who is too much attached to Vishaya, the material objects and the material designations, then it will be, this whole society and kingdom will be misguided. That is why he was forced to instruct this Rahaguna. So that is why the present Kshatriyas or the politicians should be well versed with Srimad Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam gives the potential answers, and it is also understood that it gives practical solutions to everybody, so that any problem will be solved very easily by following Srimad Bhagavatam and becoming the devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.